Hi guys, welcome to another book talk with Livingston Parish Library. My name is Danielle. I am the youth manager at the Denham Springs Walker branch. So all of the books that we've been covering and the books that we'll talk about today are on this year's Louisiana Young Readers Choice List and Louisiana Teen Readers Choice lists. All of the books can be found on Hoopla, Cloud Library, and RB Digital. If you've been following along with these videos, then you know that we've been grouping the books into categories or themes or genres. And this theme today is a little bit of a stretch. Books that I have for you today very much deal with real world issues. They're meaningful, they're very impactful, they have a lot of themes that they discuss. And on top of that, they're all highly acclaimed books. They have lots of positive reviews and also starred reviews from famous book journals. And they also have some really good awards attached to them. So I'm titling this book talk, Real World, Real Winners. Say that 5 times fast. So technically, Louisiana Young Readers Choice is an award and all of these books count, but we'll just go with it. So the first book on our list is the only book today on the 6th through 8th grade Louisiana Young Readers Choice list. And it's highly recommended by one of our staff at the Denham Walker branch. And it is The Benefits of Being an Octopus by Anne Braden. So 7th grader Zoe wishes she was an octopus. If Zoe was an octopus, she would have more hands to take care of her 3 siblings while her mother is at work. Zoe realized that she wants to be an octopus while doing an animal research project for her class. In this project, they had to find the best animal and then defend that research that they've done to the class. So Zoe also realized that she is just an octopus in a world of lions and tigers and wolves. Zoe just wants to be taken seriously. She's almost invisible because she's poor. She has a lot of things going against her. She's too busy doing things like taking care of her 3 siblings to worry about things like homework and crushes and normal 7th grader things. But with the help of great teachers, Zoe will realize that she has something to say and she deserves to be heard. This book did such a great job of describing what it's like to live in poverty and how it's so difficult for some people to get out of it, and that you have to make the choice between staying in an abusive relationship just because you have a reliable car other than living on the streets. And the octopus analogy woven through this whole story, I honestly think everybody should read this book. Literally everyone, adults, children, social workers, police officers, teachers, everyone. And in the end, you will realize that the best animal is the octopus. Octopuses? Octopi. We're actually reading Benefits of Being the Octopus for our in-between book club right now. So if you read it, join the discussion at Goodreads through May and June and post your thoughts to the in-between book club. The next book on our list is on the 9th through 12th Louisiana Teen Readers Choice list. It is both a graphic novel and a nonfiction book. It is a graphic memoir, and it means that it's drawn and written in graphic novel form, but it tells the life story of the author. It is called Hey Kiddo by Jarrett Krasaska. So in Hey Kiddo, you see that Jarrett Krasaska has lived with his grandparents from a very early age. And Jarrett didn't realize that the reason that he was taken from his mother and that she was never around, she never came to his birthdays, and they only saw her very infrequently, was because of addiction. So the whole story chronicles not only Jarrett's life, but also of his whole family. So it talks about his grandparents, how they met, all of his aunts and uncles, his mom, and then it goes on through his childhood up until he graduates. One of the best things about this book is it's showing versus telling. The author does a fantastic job of not telling us how his family is, what they're doing, what's going on, but instead drawing a scene and letting the reader infer and come up with their own conclusions. This makes the experience so much more impactful, and you really get a sense of each of his family members' personality. And, you know, one minute you could see them fighting and yelling, and then the next minute they're having a great time, which is probably, normal for everybody's family. So you learn that his grandfather was obviously like a cool guy, really funny and fun. And the only reason I think I know how to say his name is because in the book, his grandfather has this long-standing joke that whenever Jarrett was born, they thought about naming him Oscar, because he would be Oscar Krasaska. So obviously this book is hilarious, but it talks a lot about the lives of people dealing with addiction, alcoholism, and non-traditional families, but it also talks about finding a passion and making that your dream and going for your dream. So Jarrett, from an early age, realized he loves to draw and he loves comics, and he uses this passion to draw throughout his whole childhood, and everything he can to be the best artist that he can. And now he's a successful author illustrator, and this book was a finalist for the 2018 National Book Award for Young People's Literature. So go after your dreams, kids. So the last book on our list today is in the 9th through 12th grade Louisiana Teen Readers' Choice list. It's a poetry book, and it's probably the most prestigious book on all of the lists this year because it is the 2018 National Book Award for Young People's Literature winner. And it is Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. A couple of cool things about this book. It is a novel in verse, so it's a narrative poem that tells a story. The author, Elizabeth Acevedo, is a National Poetry Slam champion. This is her first book that is the winner of the National Book Award, and you have to listen to it on audiobook because she is the narrator for the book. So she's a Poetry Slam champion. She's narrating a poem. Sorry, I fangirled. Poet X tells the story of Ziamara, who lives in Harlem, and she has learned to let her fists and her fierceness do the talking so no one tries to take advantage of her. She has lots to say, but she doesn't necessarily know how to say it. So she pours her passion and her frustration into poetry. And she fills up this notebook that her brother gave her as a gift with words and feelings as she tries to understand the world around her and her place in it. When Ziamara is invited to her school's slam poetry club, she realizes that in a world where people label you by the way you look and they don't care what you have to say, that speaking her poetry is the only way to be heard, and she refuses to be silent. If you listen to the audiobook that the author Elizabeth Acevedo narrates, you can really feel the passion and the emotion that underlies this whole story, and it makes it so powerful, and it can really relate to so many girls in the society that we live in. I think every teenage girl should read this book, and I think every teenage boy should read this book. And especially if you really love poetry books like Ellen Hopkins books, definitely check this one out. But even if you don't necessarily like poetry books, or you don't know if you like them, give this one a try, because there is a reason that it is the National Book Award winner. So that is it today for our Real World Real Winner books. Even though these books were some highly acclaimed, award-winning books, really I think readers are the real winners. So if you wanted to check out any other books on the Louisiana Young Reader's Choice and the Louisiana Teen Reader's Choice list, check out some of our other videos that we've posted for the past couple of weeks. And if you like these books, let us know. Let us know if you've read them and you've enjoyed them, or let us know if there's any other book talks that you'd like to hear. And until next time, happy reading.